All right, boys and girls, we have a 50-50-50 today. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I counted beforehand, right? But 5 different series of 4 exercises. So pretty big series. The third one is, to me, it looks aggressive. We'll see how it goes in actuality or practice, whatever. And then we have a series of 2 at the end. So 5 series of 4 exercises with a short 2-piece circuit at the end. I'll press play shortly. Number 1, though, is a lateral crawl. So on the ground, left, right, left. Left, right, left. A little bit of a shoulder, quad, and core warm-up. Number 2, we'll go on our back for a dead bug. Hopefully low back, staying tight, right, roll the hips, hold on tight, and then extend if you can. Number 3, single leg front and side raise. From a 1-leg position, 1 to front, 1 to side. Then number 4, it comes pretty quick, right? Split squat jump, pop switch, pop switch. The hardest part of this series is split squat jumps, then back into lateral crawl. You can imagine that will be friendly. I'm going to press play. Let's not overthink it. In 10 seconds, we'll go lateral crawl. Left, right, left. Keeping the knees fairly tight to the floor. Trying to move nice and easy. If you don't have a lot of space, just shuffle side to side a little bit. Maybe a couple contacts right, a couple contacts left. You feel good here. You can always hover opposite arm, opposite leg off the ground for a little longer. But left, right, left. Work on your breathing here. Try to keep it kind of under control. The second exercise was that dead bug. So the first 2 are horrible. Lateral crawl, feel a little spice in the shoulders and quads. The further into it we get here, maybe transfer a little more weight into the toes, sit the hips back, 15 seconds out. Static dead bug next. 8, 2. Good. If you have an ab mat, lie on your back, press that low back down tight. From there, extend and hold. We all kind of have a normal starting position, right? This is mine. If you can, think about extending just a little further out in space initially. And as we fatigue, we can always draw things back into midline and start fairly aggressive. As we need to draw it all back in. After dead bug, single leg front and side raise. So 1 leg down, 1 leg up. 20 seconds to go here. Check that low back, still nice and tight. Roll the hips through, drag the shoulders up. 10. 5. Good, super light in the weights, maybe 5s. Maybe some of you will use 7s. I myself will use 5, 1 leg up. Nice slow raise to side. Nice slow raise to front as well. Easy both directions. Try not to create too much of a dynamic movement. Should be a nice slow. And then only to parallel. I don't need to go higher than parallel, right? About parallel, straight, come back down. If you want to add a small pause once you get to parallel, fantastic. Then bug your hip flexor. You can fold that leg down. Just keep it bent and off the ground. After single leg front side raise, split squat jumps. Gonna ramp the heart rate pretty quick. In 5. Good split squat jumps, up and down. Should be left, right, left. Try to get airborne and match the feet at the same time. Pop switch, pop switch. If we think about it, the back knee kind of dictates the effort. The deeper we get into that split squat jump, the more work we'll find there. As the leg burn builds, we can use a little more arms, right? Drive the arms through. They should set the tempo then for the body. 15 seconds out. Hardest part of this series. Going from this back, that lateral crawl. 8. 2. Good. From hands and toes. You get stuck. Hold that static quad plank for a moment. Try to get some air back in your lungs. And watch the kneecap to stay fairly stationary as far as height in comparison to floor there. 20 seconds. $15. After this, we'll have a chance to somewhat recover. We'll go dead bug in 5. Good, grab that mat, lie your back, low back planted. From there, get about as aggressive as you want to start. You'll quickly realize the dead bug also has some quads in it, right? As we inhale, make sure that low back stays down. Rib cage stays drawn. If you get stuck, grab the knees, draw them in, plant that back again. Then start your extension. Ten seconds out. Next thing, single leg, front and side raise. 3. Good, light bells. Make sure we switch legs here. And again, if it feels okay, the hip flexor knee can be up. If the hip flexor ends up being the limiting factor here, we can set the leg down. Just continue to stabilize through 1. Slow in the lift, slow in the drop. The supporting leg's knee stays bent. 20 seconds out, guys. After this, right back split squat jumps. The second series that comes up isn't as leg dominant. There's a couple things, but it won't kill the legs as bad as split squat jumps. 2. Weight down off the side, check your surroundings. When you're ready, pop switch, pop switch. And still working on depth of that back knee. If and when it's appropriate, it's more about the front foot, right? Dynamic switch here, dynamic switch there. But while you can, think about pressing off the back toe. Drive the hips up. Shoot the arms under the body, a little uppercut to stay in motion. 20 seconds. Next series, if you happen to have some discs, some sliders, we'll need them. I'll go through the 4 things though when we get there. 8, 2, little air. 50 seconds to breathe, guys. First thing in the series, pillar push-up from a plank position. In toes if possible, up, up, down, down. Number 2, single arm dumbbell bench over row. So if you want to set your dumbbell for that now, but it should be a heavy hand front side, right? Nice big row. Number 3, we'll go into bow slide, double leg hamstrings. Yes. Number 4, we'll talk about it. Number 1, pillar push-up. So if you have an ab mat, we're in a plank position. From that plank position, up, up, down, down. Trying to control the hips here. If we happen to stay one arm, instead of leading to that left arm throughout, just remember you're leading to the left arm. Shelby, the format might be different than what you've seen. We're doing something called a 50-50-50. In which you're doing exercise A for 50 seconds, exercise B for 50, C and then D. Back to the same series, somewhat with no rest. 8 seconds. And then we'll take a 50-second rest. Second exercise, we go dumbbell, bent over row. So when you're ready, up on our feet. Front hand supports the body, nice flat back. Nice big pull. I myself like a wider foot base. So I can settle that arm in between the legs. Kind of a center reach. Nice draw, nice exhale. Depending on the breathing cadence here, we should inhale, reach, exhale, pull. So inhale to reach, exhale to draw bell back. 10 seconds. After our rows, run our back. Double leg, eccentric hamstrings, 5. Weight down on our back, heels on discs. Start in a glute bridge. Let's focus here. Go from a glute bridge position. Bring both feet out slowly, same time. Elbows can be off the ground if you can. As I draw back in, hips might stay up in the air. If you don't have sliders, a glute bridge here, just up and down, and the hips works well. If you're stronger than that, go single leg. 20 seconds out. Fourth thing, in 15 seconds, we're gonna go mini skaters. It's a skater drill, bounding left to right, right to left. We'll keep the lateral distance minimal and take an arm reach across the body too. So from my foot, left hand, right foot. Little bounce right to left, little bounce left to right. Trying to end up in a single leg RDL at the bottom. Not overly focused on the distance laterally, as much as I am just the stability of the movement. And also allowing that back foot to come nice and high. But should feel some glute and hamstring activation on the supporting leg. After this, we'll go back to number 1. A pillar push-up. Remembering which arm we press through first. 10 seconds. 2. Good, down into plank. I lead left arm, I'll lead right arm. If this feels easy, think about your hip bones and try not to let your hips sway side to side. You have a beverage on your back. It's not going to spill. If it feels hard, drop to knees. Both of the same thing. 20 seconds out. And then we'll go single arm, dumbbell bent over row on the other side. 10 seconds. 2. Good, my right arm will support. Left arm gonna pull. Again, if my breathing cadence is synced, it's inhale as I reach, exhale as I pull. I'm focused on putting a lot of weight into the bench here. Back stays flat. As I draw, drive the shoulder. Squeeze the bicep, lat, and tricep together at the extent of that pull. 20 seconds out. Eccentric hamstrings next. Or glute bridge if you have no sliders. 10. A little bit of tempo if the weight allows. 5. Good on our backs, heels on discs, hips up in the air. Maybe a 5-second count on the reach. But if possible, hips stay up. I go full extension in the legs. If I get all the way up there, I can't leave my butt up. I'll set my butt down. It's still an active hamstring curl here, so I still have weight in heels. Switch the hips, nice and slow. 20 seconds out. After this guy, mini skaters. After mini skaters, we have a 50-second rest period. Galvin, this is our second series of 4 exercises. We have 5 series this morning, and then a small 2-piece series. Little air, mini skaters. Pop, breathe again. Trying to find that single leg RDL base. Let that back foot come nice and high. If you're looking for more effort It's a higher pop between the legs. So instead of adding a lateral component, add a vertical component. But think about that back leg, allow it to reach, driving the heel back. Not necessarily heel up, right? We don't want to extend the low back, but it should be long from head to heel. 15 seconds out. Nice long rest coming up. 8. 2. Air and water. All right, third series is tough. We're going to start side plank hip drop. Form on the floor, drop and press. Number 2 is a burpee without a push-up. So hands down, hop out, hop in, hop up. No push-up in the burpee. Number 3, stay forward, man. Then it's lunge base. 1 pulse, 1 hop from the burpee. So it's going to be, it'll be good. And then push-up plus shoulder grab. We'll go through it together. 15 seconds out. No weights on this one, so go ahead and set your belts out of the way. Clear your station. 5 seconds. We'll need an ab mat, side plank hip drop, forearm down. We'll take a second to get in, just for fun. And then when I'm ready, I drive the hips up, smash the shoulder down, right? So I'm trying to add as much oblique tension as I can there. Little pause, unfold. Drive the height, press, that little bit of extra height there. Squeeze the shoulder down. So we go from side plank hip drop into burpee with no push-up. Be mindful on the burpee, no push-up. You don't jump out too far, right? So maybe 60 to 70% of distance from hands as you jump out. That way your hips don't fall in the hole. There's no low back chaos there. Also no push-up. 5. Look down at your arm. Make sure you know which side you're on here. Burpee, no push. Hands down, little hop out, little hop in, little hop up. 8 is up to you. It's a long 50-second set, so think about trying to pace yourself a little bit. Something that's sustainable. And after burpees, we're gonna go lunge base. Pulse plus hop. Heart rate's gonna be up. I would actually choose your non-dominant leg to be the lead leg on the first set. 5 seconds. 2. So I'm right foot and my left leg's forward. 1 pulse. Shoot the arm, a little hop. The arm's gonna help quite a bit, right? Whatever pulse is good for you. Kneecap somewhat tight to the floor. This is kind of the heavy series of the day today. 1 pulse, 1 hop. Press to the calves, right? Drag through the toes. Shoot the arms. In 15 seconds, 1 push-up, then a shoulder grab. Trying to focus on not turning the hips. 5. Good. Kneeling, fantastic. It'll be a press, shoulder grab. As I grab the shoulder, try to keep the hips pressed forward and squared up. You still feel strong here. Go from the toes. After push-up, shoulder grab, we'll go side plank hip drop. 15 seconds. Side plank hip drop, probably the best chance to get our breathing back under control. 2. Good, roll to one side. Searching for that hip height at the top. So I'll drive the hips, squeeze the shoulder down, Nice slow unwind. Big drive, big squeeze. So a little higher than a normal side plank. And I'm doing my best to recruit some lat. Drawing that rib cage down toward the hip. 20 seconds out. Next thing, vertical push-up. If the pace and tempo felt good last time, go back to it. 10. If you found yourself behind on air at the end, slow it down. 5. Last one. Good. Check your surroundings before you jump back. Hands on the floor. A little hop back, little hop in, little hop up. Again, maybe it's only like 60% of distance out, right? I keep most of the weight in my hands. Feet just move on his body. Little springboard. Off the toes to come back. Then we should have our dominant leg up next on that lunge-based pulse up. 15 seconds. 5. Good, my right leg, left leg. 1 pulse, 1 hop. After this series, it's not so bad. This one sucks though. We have one person who only does pre-recorded. It's kind of tough. And I knew if I gave this one without doing it myself, I'd get a lot of crap.
How many pulls is it?
10 seconds. Push up, toe grab next 5. Good, kneeling is appropriate. After this, a 50-second rest. If my right arm comes off the ground, I think about driving my right hip down. It's almost counter twist in the hips. Glutes should stay active. Shoulders stay down. Breathing is probably a bit erratic, that's fine. Get through it. 15 seconds out of your rest period. 8, 2, air and water, guys. Number 1, goblet reverse lunge. Weight under chin. Step back to a knee tuck. Number 2, depends on how your back feels. If we can, it's an unsupported bent over row. Right arm has the weight, right leg back. Left leg is in kind of a deadlift position. So single arm, unsupported. Sorry, number 3 doesn't make sense right now. Number 3 will go marching glute bridge. We'll do it together. Number 4, plank with hip rotation. I think something that was supposed to be harder than what it is, and in turn could do dumbbell stations back to back, but we're not going to take time to do that. 5. Dumbbell under chin, reverse lunge. If you want to stand tall with a knee tuck, you're welcome to. Nice and tight the core. Inhale, exhale there. When I stand tall, try not to lean back, right? The rib cage stays down. I can lean forward a little bit on the reverse lunge itself to try to get more glute and hamstring out of that front working leg. Also, if I feel good, I can be back lighter in that back foot. 15 seconds out. Number 2, unsupported row. If the weight you have is appropriate, keep it. 2. My right arm has the weight, right leg's back. Left leg acts as a brake. Right foot's quite light. Left leg should be single leg RDL. If I need a little bit of assistance, I can place my hand on my leg or across the forearm, across the quad. But if my back will allow, as well as glute hamstring, hands up the body. In 20 seconds, let's go glute bridge march. We're going to meet on our backs in a glute bridge position. 10 seconds. 5. Then on your back, start a nice big glute bridge. From this glute bridge, we're going to draw one foot off the ground. And then the other foot. Doing my best not to turn my hips. My hips stay nice and high. Take your time. Keep the hips high. Keep the glutes active. If I feel strong here, I can always widen the feet. If I find that my hips are sagging every time 2 feet are down, I can re-drive the hips up. So always the high base. What was next? Plank with hip rotation 2. Into plank position, forearms down, feet tight together. I would try to keep the ankles connected. Reach way out over top. All the way to the side. Goal will be to keep the forearms smashed down. As my hips go left, I drive my right arm down. Hips go right, press my left arm down. So the side you're rolling away from should stay packed tight. Kind of let the torso and hips disconnect. So you can find a nice big reach here. 15 seconds. And then we're on reverse lunges again with weight under chin. 5. Good, grab your weight. Make sure you switch sides. Back and down. Tall to knee tuck. Probably inhale down, exhale as we stand. Take your time here. Get a little bit of forward torso lean is okay. Torso leans forward as we come down. Stand tall, exhale, 10 seconds. Single arm, unsupported row next. 3. I'm going left arm with the weight, which means left leg back. All my weight on my right side. Should feel the right glute. My front leg is my right. I should feel the glute and hamstring on that front leg being the brake. It's in charge of kind of supporting the body, keeping it stable. In 15 seconds on our back, marching glute bridge. 10. 2. Good, from the back. Heels down, hips up. You immediately want more effort, widen those feet. Keep the elbows up the ground. Take your time for the transition. Drive the hips high when you have both feet down. Looking for a straight line from the shoulder into the hip and in the knee. So if possible, get the hips up without extending the back, right? Core stays fairly tight. We're using glutes and hamstrings, not arching the back. 15 seconds out. I'll go plank with hip rotation. 10. 2. Good, back down into plank. My hips are probably 2 to 4 inches above normal height, right? That should allow me to take a nice big reach all the way over the side. Feel the stretch. Come back over the top. Not done for speed. More about distance and allowing your ribcage to kind of open. Stretch the oblique. Drag it all closed. After plank with hip rotation. I don't know what it says. We got one more series of 4. 10 seconds. Two. Good. First thing is a single arm clean and jerk. We have a weight that's appropriate and a body that's willing. We'll reach, come tall, catch the bell, sit, overhead press. Restart that. One arm. Number 2, Russian twist. If we like it, we can keep our feet in the air, lean back a bit. Number 3, a push-up with a pulse. And then number 4 is a single arm, single leg RDL. So if your clean and jerk weight is appropriate, then for also single arm, single leg RDL, great. 10 seconds out, we'll clean and jerk first. Last series of 4. Nothing really stands out as one hard exercise. Maybe the push-up pulse. This isn't horrible, right? Use the legs to draw. Use the legs to press. Inhale here. Maybe hold the breath here. Exhale as we press overhead. You can go pretty heavy though, right? Because it's leg-led. So use dynamic here. Then essentially single arm thruster. 25 seconds out. Russian twist is number 2. 15 seconds. 10. And once more, 5. Good, weight down when you're ready. I myself am going to leave my heels down in my Russian twist. But I'm focused on rotating my body. How far can I turn my sternum from side to side? Not just the arms, the body, right, but the entire sternum should rotate. 30 seconds. After this, we have a push-up with a pulse. Drop into push-up. 1 pulse to the bottom. Into push-up. 15 seconds. If you feel good here, you can always lean back another inch. Right? Lean back more, gets a little more aggressive. 10 seconds. 2. If you're feeling frisky, go from your toes, right? Nice pulse to the bottom. Maybe 2 to 4 inches in that pulse. Try to keep the rib cage connected and down. Core stays tight, glutes stay tight. Shoulders stay packed. After this, single arm, single leg RDL. 15 seconds to go. 5. I'm going to hold the weight in the same arm as the leg is going back. So my right arm holds the weight. My right leg then is going to go single leg RDL. After this, we've got the single arm clean and jerk, in which I'm just going to switch hands. And use both legs. Inhale down. Set that leg that's reaching behind you long. Let the heel drift back away from the body. Pressing the heel to the wall behind you. Wait to stay in the heel of the front leg. 10 seconds. Switch hands, clean and jerk. Pull, catch, sit, press. in our last series of 4 exercises now, guys. Last 20. Core stays tight on that overhead press, right? Don't extend as we press. Try to keep the rhythm. Number 2, Russian twist. 10 seconds. 5. Good on our butts. Keep that weight out. We'll use it for the single leg RDL. Heels down for me. Leaning back. Twisting body side to side. After the Russian twists, we'll push up with a pulse again. Just over halfway through here. 20 seconds out. 10. 2. Good in your push-up base. Toes if you feel good, right? Drop the knees if and when. Have the pulse, have the press. Chin should stay drawn back. Trying to lead through the sternum here. Sternum to the floor. Maybe even touch it to the ground. Pulse from the sternum. Press and exhale. 20 seconds. Last thing of this series. Single leg RDL. With the arm of that side being the load. The leg kicks back. We'll carry the weight. If my left arm has load, my left leg opens up. Right leg is support. Heel leads the movement. Leg stays long. Glute hamstring stretch. Draw yourself out of it. I'm not reaching for depth. You know, keep the body nice and long and take the stretch on the down leg. Weight stays heel. Inhale down. After this guy, 50 seconds of rest. Eight. Good. Some air, resting. Number 1 coming up, 2-part series. Number 1 is mountain climbers. That's a fun one, right? Gonna pick 2 things. One's gotta be mountain climbers. Number 2, we'll go squat pulses. I'll come with more dead lugs. Dead lug and stretch. So lots of air here. 2 things to finish. We'll go AB, AB. Number 1, climbers. Number 2, squat pulse. It's almost too long of rest. You need to think about it, huh? 15 seconds out. Mountain climbers, you don't have to go 45, don't have to go wide, don't have to go plyometric. We did something earlier, burpees earlier. Kind of same idea, right? Pick a tempo for you that is sustainable. So if it's slow, good. As long as you can keep that slow tempo the entire time. Make sure the hips don't sag. Maybe we overload the hands as we get closer to the end. If you prefer mountain climbers with discs, you're welcome to those. In 20 seconds, squat pulse. Ten. 2. On our feet. Wider feet if you want. Knees out a bit. down. Most weight's going to be in my heels, then on the outsides of my feet, in my fifth metatarsal. Kind of have control of our breathing here, right? It's not cardio intensive, so take your time, try to catch up in your breathing. Focus on the things you have control over. 15 seconds out. We'll go back to mountain climbers. Legs will have a little more fatigue this round. Pace yourself. Try to move throughout. 5. Hands down. Chop feet. If the movement pattern gets smaller and smaller over time, it's okay. Let's try to move throughout. If we need to rest, try to go pike position. First knees down. Challenge yourself to keep your knees off the ground. Well over halfway and within 20 seconds. Ten. 3, 2, last thing. Pulses into it when you're ready. Same thing, focus on things that feel good. Breathing feels good. Arms are okay. Weight in the heels. Outside the feet. Knees push open a little bit. We're okay. Try to find some glutes and hamstrings, so it's not all quads here. 15 seconds. If you haven't popped up yet, stay on it. 10. 2. Oh. Nice job. Let's reset the clock for a short stretch. We're going to use a blue pad in the gym for a kneeling hip flexor stretch. So if you have something to put your foot on, like a bench, you'll need a bench and a blue pad. Kneeling hip flexor stretch is number 1. That blue pad's back by the wall over. So with one foot on the bench, one foot up front, set my knee on it. From here, like the general hip flexor stretch. Roll my hips through. Yeah. Acquire the hair stability. Good. And focus on not extending the back, but rolling the hip under, right? So squeeze the hip through, squeeze that down glute. And try to get breathing back under control. If you got a little bit of a late start, stay here. Sorry. It's going to be some hip and some quad. There'll be more quad in this than a hip flexor stretch would be, so it's a little more shared. If you got a late start, hang here for a second. Switch sides, get ready. Same thing, knee down. First thing we focus on, rolling the hip through, right? So tuck the hip under. Squeeze the down legs glute. Try to stay connected there. The core stays tight. Yeah, since the knees bend fairly sharply in the square, it should have some quad, right? If it's just hip angle is open, it's just hip flexor, but since the knees bent as well, there's some quad in there. So it's probably, yeah, it's probably up here. And some of it's just general flexibility, right? Just being able to get into that extended position. 5 seconds. Next thing, let's go pigeon stretch. I'm going to lay down on the floor. On my ab mat, leg under body. So from a push-up position, my right leg folds under. My right hip is now, or excuse me, right heel and my left hip. It's almost a little figure 4 action. When I stretch, I like to be lazy. I don't want to do anything active, right? I just want to be able to lay down and let my body weight do the work. Step hard. Eight seconds here. We've got 10 to switch sides, so if you got in a little late, stay a little long. No rush. Switch sides. Tuck the foot, put the heel in the hip. Drop the body down. If you're not symmetrical on both sides, it's okay. Don't force yourself deeper than it feels like you should go, right? My left side's quite a bit tighter. It's okay. It's always tighter. I'm not going to try to make it match. Trying to get the heart rate down. If you're wearing a device, watch your heart rate. See if you can sync it here as you take nice deep breaths. Last one we'll do is butterfly. One round of it, have a seat on your bum. Feet together, you can either sit tall, right, drive the shoulders down and back, open the chest up, or lean over a bit, grab the toes, drive the elbows into the shins. You can lean a little bit side to side if you like that. Again, not forcing any extra range of motion here. Still trying to settle the heart rate. 15 seconds out. We haven't had burpees in a long time.
Okay, stay that way. I think we're out.
5. Good. I needed that one. Hard. That's it. Thanks for those of you watching this in the future. Have a good morning. Toodles!